consecutive interior. Okay, those are the pairs that we have to be able to identify. Okay, on this one here, there's a couple of different ways for us to tell you that M and N are parallel. Sometimes it's stated up here in the directions. M is parallel to N. So it's not labeled on the picture itself, but if I tell you that M and N are parallel, that means we have a bunch of relationships going on. So what you're going to have to be able to identify is, are they congruent, or there's only two options. We talked about this before the quiz. If I look at, let's look at these two angles here that are labeled, 7x minus 11 and 4x plus 58. What kind of angles are those two? This one down here. Those are corresponding, okay? And not only are they corresponding, but this one's obtuse and this one's obtuse, right? And there's only two options here, guys. Either these angles are equal, or they're what? On pictures like this, they're either congruent or they are supplementary. They make a line, okay? If I have two angles that are obtuse, is there any way that they're going to be able to make 180? Like if I have a 100-degree angle that's obtuse, can the other angle be 100 degrees as well? No, okay? So they cannot be congruent and obtuse unless they're bigger than 180, and that's not going to happen here, okay? So if they are both obtuse, that means they are congruent, okay? If one's obtuse and one's acute, kind of like what we have here, this is an obtuse angle, this is an acute angle, then we know they're to be 180. Those are the only two relationships you have to worry about, okay? There's no complementary, there's nothing else. That's just congruent, or add them up to set and set it equal to 180. So what you're doing on those is solving for x, finding the value of x on all of those. Okay, same thing here. The only difference on this one, instead of telling you that the lines are parallel, here they're labeled as parallel. Okay, because it has an arrow on there, we know that those two lines are parallel to one another. So once again, you're finding the value of x. Are they equal or are they supplementary? That's the only two things you have to decide. Okay, these down here is where you're using the slope formula to try to find the slope. If two lines are parallel, then they are going to have the same slope. If they are perpendicular, then we're going to say flip the switch. They're going to be flipped over and the sign's going to be switched. One's positive and one's negative. If it's neither, then they're not parallel or perpendicular, so we would say neither. So you got to find the slopes first. Really watch your signs, your positives, your negatives, things like that. Really be careful. Like here, I want to use these 2 points together. When you label it, you're going to go x1, y1, x2, y2. And then you're going to put that together, okay, and find the slope.
I got two.
What? You did. Mr. Patton. Okay.
I'm still.
Ooh, you're in you.
Mine too. 3 minus 7 is negative 4. It's my first. I know. Okay, so 6 minus 7 is 0. I know. Oh my God. The perpendicular. I even do the formula. I just count it.
Let me go through these first.
Okay, let's talk about number 17, getting this one set up. 15 and 16 are very similar. We're wanting to write an equation of a line that goes through this point and is perpendicular. So those are the two things that we have to identify. What point are we using? And does it say parallel or does it say perpendicular? Because those two things are completely different to one another. And those are, on 15 and 16, those are parallel. 17 and 18 are perpendicular. Okay, so as I look at this equation, my slope is -2. My y-intercept is 8. But last week, what we talked about was the only thing that I really need out of that equation is the slope. So what we did was we just crossed off the 8. You are not using the 8. I can't stress that enough. People try to incorporate that into their new equation, and it has nothing to do with the new equation. All that I need out of that is the slope, okay? But we want the perpendicular slope. So if my original slope's -2, my new slope, we have to flip the switch on it, okay? So if I flip the switch on -2, what do I end up getting? 1/2, okay? We flip it over, we switch the sign. If the first one's negative, this one's positive. This one's positive, this one's negative. They're always opposites of one another. And we're going to go through the point 6, -1. Now, when you write your equation, I always want you to write your equation in y equals mx plus b form. Okay, we talked about that last week too. Now, how you get there, you can do it a couple of different ways. You can start in point slope and change it to slope intercept, or you can just strictly use slope intercept. That's why I'm putting both of these up here. But this is the format that we want to finish in, okay? So always finish in y equals mx plus b. So on all 4 of those, that's the format that we want to finish in. I'm going to let you finish that one up. I just wanted to kind of help you get started on it. Okay, the biggest one on these questions is explain why. Can I determine if any lines are parallel and say why? If you say no, tell me why it's no. Okay, so give me an explanation. Don't just say yes or no. If you just say yes or no and don't explain why, you're going to miss some points on the test tomorrow. Okay, otherwise it's a 50-50 shot. So I want to know that you understand why. Okay, those are the same kind of questions. Here, we just have to remember what these lines look like. If I graph the line x equals 4, what's it look like? What does x equals 4? It's going to be vertical, right? It's going to be straight up and down. Okay, what does the line y equals 2 look like? It's going to be horizontal, right? So if I have a vertical line and a horizontal line, what do those 2 lines always make? 90-degree. Okay, so they would be perpendicular. If they're both x equals, they're parallel. If they're both y equals, they are parallel. Okay, but if you got one x and one y, they will be perpendicular.
On the test, are we gonna have to explain?
I would just say something about here. You would say they're parallel because they're both vertical. Here, I would say they're parallel because they're both horizontal. So it doesn't have to be anything big time explanation, but probably enough just to say that. Yeah. All right, the last couple here. When it says find the distance from point E to the line, the distance that we are looking for is this line right here, this segment right here. We want the shortest distance from E to the line, and that's always the perpendicular line. So these 2 lines here don't really have anything to do with the problem. They're just kind of like extra lines drawn in there. Okay, same thing down here. We're looking for this one right here. Okay, in order to find the length from E to the line, or the distance from E to the line, what am I going to have to do? Distance formula. Okay, now here's the thing that you need to know is, do I have the distance formula listed up here? No. And guess what? Tomorrow, not going to be listed for you. Okay, we've done the distance formula enough now that we feel like that's something that you got to know. Okay, so make sure that would be the one formula you got to make sure you know tomorrow. Okay, we're going to see that over and over again throughout the year, and so we feel like it's pretty important that you guys know that and know how to use it. Okay, I'm going to put it up here for you right now, but it will not be on the board for you tomorrow. So make sure you know it. The 2 points that I'm going to use are -4, -3. and 1, 2. And it doesn't matter which one's x1, which one's y1, or which one's x2, y2, or whatever. When you finish your answer, write your answer at exact and as a decimal. And let's go to the nearest hundredth when we round it. Second decimal place. Okay. So there's your formula, and then you just need to go through the distance formula with that. We've done that before, so that shouldn't be, hopefully, too big a deal. Okay? All right. Might get that written down on your page if you didn't already, because I'm going to put the other formulas up here in just a second, as well as the other types of lines. I'm going to let you guys work. I will get these posted tonight if you need some help with it. I'll be here in the morning as well, but I'll come around today and help you out. But the answers will be posted tonight for you. There is still big ideas that are due tomorrow. I think we have 3 big ideas, and you also have the graphing review sheet that we did last week. So there's, I think, 3 big ideas and 1 paper you need to turn. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys work.
Use the restroom.
Yeah.